ship bound for that port, and after paying the fare, he went aboard and sailed for Tarshish to flee from the Lord.
They bound the hands of Jesus in the garden where he prayed. They led him through the streets in shame. They spat upon the Savior, so pure and free from sin. They said, crucify him, he's to blame. He could have called 10,000 angels to destroy the world and set him free. He could have called 10,000 angels, but he died alone for you and me. Upon his precious head they placed a crown of thorns. They laughed and said, behold.
What should we do to you to make the sea calm down for us? Pick me up, throw me into the sea, he replied, and it will become calm. I know that it is my fault that this great storm has come upon you. Instead, the men did their best to row back to land, but they could not, for the sea grew even wilder from before. Then they cried out to the Lord, please, Lord, do not let us die for taking this man's life. Do not hold us accountable for killing an innocent man, for you, Lord, have done as you pleased. Then they took Jonah and threw him overboard, and the raging sea grew what? Grew calm. At this, the men greatly feared the Lord, and they offered a sacrifice to the Lord and made vows to him. Now the Lord provided a huge fish to swallow Jonah, and Jonah was in the belly of the fish for how long? 3 days and 3 nights. The word of God from Jonah chapter 1. Kids and Children's Church, you all are dismissed. It's on. Check, check, check. Can you hear me now? I don't know. All right. We'll try to shout some. All right. Make sure that everybody can hear. All right. And make the most of it. What is something that would cause you to run the other direction? My wife. Wait a minute. Is she here? You might need to go ahead and get started, Ashley. All right. No, I think that was on my list. When my spouse is angry or your spouse is angry and you can kind of hear them when you walk in the door. Anybody ever eased on back out? I've done that before, right? I don't think I want to go in and mess with that right now, right? So I've done that. I was running. I've been trying to run just a mile a day so that I can be faster than my children. All right, we have little competitions in the Crocker house. So I'm trying to run a mile a day. And one day last week, I had to do my run after football practice. We don't get done until 8 o'clock. It's 8:30. And there's been a bear roaming around in our neighborhood. So I was like, man, I ain't so sure I want to go for this run. But we did it anyway. But I did put Colin on the golf cart, hoping that the noise of the golf cart would maybe scare the bears off. But yeah, if I heard that bear coming, I'm turning going the other direction, no doubt about it. I'm going to tell you something else that caused me to run in the other direction. My dad, when I was a kid. I remember one time specifically, y'all, Dad came home and I had gotten like a bad grade on my report card or some type of bad report from school, and Dad was just giving it to me. You're not failing all of these classes because you're not smart enough. It's just because you're lazy and not putting forth. You know the whole speech, right? Maybe you don't. I knew that speech, all right? It wasn't the first time that I ever got it, all right? But he was right, I was wrong, but I was trying to tell him every lie in the book, how it was the teacher's fault and how it was my friend's fault for distracting me, and Dad wasn't buying any of that junk. And I remember it got to a point where I was like, you don't even care about me. You don't listen to the things that I tell you. And up to that point, Dad kind of was having a civil conversation, but I could tell something changed in that moment. It went from being like this is going to be a go to your room type of moment to I'm going to put the fear of God in this child that I brought into the world. And it was a pretty scary time. Now, my friends at 12 and 13 years old are all telling me I'm pretty fast. I'm looking at my dad, he's 3 times my age. 250 pounds. Things just changed. Just getting ready to get violent. I start thinking about this thing. You know what? I think I can outrun him. So I took off out the side door, only to get run down in the front yard, y'all. And I got the beating of my life in front of every neighbor coming home at that same time during the day. And lesson was learned. Okay, I never again tried to outrun my earthly father. It didn't work out very well at all, but I will tell you this. I've made mistakes all throughout my lifetime. Maybe you haven't made the same ones that I've made, but I've made the mistake of running away from my Heavenly Father more often than I care to announce to all of you this morning. And Scripture confirms that all of us have struggled with this very same issue, that God calls us to go one way and we run away from Him and go our own way. In Isaiah 53, verse 6, it's not going to be up on the screen, so you'll just have to listen and check up behind me later. Here's what it says. We all, like sheep, have gone astray. Each of us has turned to our own way. All of us. It's Old Testament. Before Jesus, people were doing that. And then Romans chapter 3, verse 23, written by the Apostle Paul. Here's what he would say. All have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. We all chose to do something that would upset our Heavenly Father instead of pursuing the things that we should be doing. Over the next 4 weeks, what we're going to do is we are going to take a look at one chapter a week through the story of Jonah. And as you may have guessed, today's big lesson and the big point is what happens in our lives when we choose to run away from God. Well, that's what happens in chapter 1. So it kind of begins abruptly. We don't get a whole bunch of introductions and setting up the scene or anything like that. It just jumps right in. The word of the Lord came to Jonah, son of Amittai, go to the great city of Nineveh and preach against it because its wickedness has come up before me. So God says, go and preach to Nineveh. Go and preach to Nineveh. This is a pretty simple request. It's not difficult to understand. So where does the problem lie? The problem lies in that this is something that Jonah did not want to do. It's not that he didn't understand. It's just that he wasn't interested in doing what God was calling him to do. Now, his heart's going to change, and we'll talk a little bit about that next week. But as a believer, I want you to notice something. This is an Old Testament story. That means it's before Jesus ever arrives on the planet. And God, even before Jesus, longed for His people to go and share the hope of God with everyone. This wasn't just something that happened when the New Testament rolled around. It's always been our Heavenly Father's desire for His people to go and share the hope that they have with others, to call them to repent and to seek God. Now, you and I have the same call on our lives that Jonah got from God in Jonah chapter 1. Go and preach to people that are lost. Tell them about the hope that there is in Jesus Christ. And some of those people are going to be difficult for us to love. It's going to be difficult for us to want to share that message with some of them. And Jonah would totally get where we're coming from. I want to tell you a little bit about the people that Jonah was called to go and to preach to. All right? This wasn't like God calling Jonah to go and to preach to little old sinners over in Greenville, North Carolina. It wasn't like go down the road to those sinners in Washington, those heathens over there, and let's tell them about Jesus. It wasn't like go to the wackos over in Williamston and let's tell them about the Lord, right? This isn't a correct understanding of who Jonah is called to go and preach to. I want to have you read an inscription that was found by some archaeologists years and years and years ago by one of the kings of Assyria. This would have been the type of guy who was leading the people of Nineveh. Pop over to the next screen. Let's take a look at this together. Here's what it says. It's hard to read. I'm sorry about that. I fought, spreading terror among my enemies, and achieved a glorious victory over them. I crushed the corpses of their warriors in battle, and I caused their overflow. I made their blood flow all over all the ravines and high places of mountains. I cut off their heads and piled them up on their city walls like heaps of grain. I burned their cities with fire, destroyed and devastated. That's the guy leading the place where Jonah's called to go preach. No wonder he wasn't like, yep, I'm in. Do you blame him? I don't when you understand some of the background. This wasn't a nice place. This place was full of cutthroat savages that would have loved nothing more than to harm somebody who came to stand in their way. And Jonah looks at God and says, God, you're asking me to be that guy. And I just ain't so sure that I want to be that guy. When I was thinking about this and trying to make it real for us, on September 11th, a day where we remember the tragedy that happened 21 years ago. You know, God's call for us, if it was like the one that he made for Jonah to go to Nineveh, would look like us going to people like this, who did things like that. That would be an example of a Nineveh for us. So no wonder Jonah's not jumping up and down. No wonder he's not excited. No wonder he chooses to run the other way. God called Jonah to preach to unlovable people that he feared, and his response was that he did what? He went the other way. He ran away from the call. Now this is the real story of Jonah, and look, I love that God includes this, because sometimes, do you ever feel like you don't follow God well? Know that you're saved and that you have hope that could change the world, and yet God calls you to do some difficult things and you feel like a complete and utter failure sometimes, like you're not getting it. I love that God includes this story in here, because this prophet who knew God and knew that that hope needed to be shared was called, and he went the other direction. This story starts with a mistake, with Jonah running away. Now here's the thing, and there's some stuff that I want us to learn. The very first thing that I want you to learn is that when God calls you to something that is difficult, Satan is often going to give you an easy way out. When God calls you to something difficult, Satan's going to give you, what did I say? An easy way out. Listen, if you think about it, do you find it ironic in this story that when Jonah is called by God, there just so happened to be a ship that was heading for Tarshish? This place is going to be hundreds, if not thousands of miles away, and it just so happened to be in the port. And they just so happen to have enough room for one more passenger on a ship that's full of cargo that has to go from one place to another. Just so happened. And he just so happened to have enough money to pay for that. Are you starting to see the trend here? When God calls you to something difficult, Satan's going to give you an easy out. And that's going to happen in your life just like it happened in his. When God is calling you to that difficult thing, Satan will always provide an easy way out. Here's a few examples. Don't believe for a second that when God calls you to live for him, that opportunity to cheat your customer out of some of their money so that you can make a little bit more for yourself is by happenstance. That's an opportunity Satan's throwing your way to see if you're really going to stay good on your commitment to the Lord or if it's just lip service. That spam message with the seductive and luring messages that tries to pull you in and get you looking at things that you have no business looking at, that's not by accident. That wasn't sent there just by chance. No, Satan's trying to get you to follow the easy road to keep you away from the thing that God has for you to do. That car payment for $149 a month when you're already in debt up to your eyeballs, that is not a blessing. That is a curse. And you don't need it. And it's the way that your enemy tries to work into your life to keep you from doing the things that God wants you to do. So Jonah runs from God. And when he does it, what's God's response? Well, God sent a storm. And we know that this was a pretty serious storm. Why? If you take a look at the context clues, the people that he's sailing with, they seem experienced. They're getting ready to sail 1,000 miles. Yes, they're experienced. They know what they're doing. And the storm gets so bad, what do they start trying to do? Find religion, right? Let's just pray to some God that's going to get us out of this situation because it's bad. We're getting ready. These aren't the type of guys that pray at each meal or at the end of every day. They pray when they know their lives are at stake and they better start getting stuff straight, right? But in the middle of all of this stuff that's going on and all of these prayers that are being prayed, they notice that one guy is missing. And who's the guy missing? It's that passenger that we picked up. We're all running around trying to pray and find relief from this storm that's getting ready to rip us to shreds. And Jonah is where? Down in the bottom of the boat, asleep. So they wake him up. Dude, what are you doing? Who are you? Where are you from? And when he finally opens up and begins to share with them who he is and where he's from and what he's doing, they cast lots and figure out that Jonah is the reason for all the calamity that they're facing. And I find it interesting because Jonah tells them, look, if you will just pick me up, look at verse 12 and 13. It's going to pop up here on the screen. He says, get rid of me and you will get rid of this storm. But no, the men tried rowing back to shore and they made no headway. The storm only got worse and worse, wild and raging. Go to the next verse. For the next section. Oh, no next verse, no next section. All right? So here's what we've got. When the guys on the boat get called to do this ridiculous thing. Now, God called Jonah to do a ridiculous thing. What was his ridiculous thing? Go to the terrorists, preach to them to repent. Jonah's like, nah, I'm not doing it. All right, so let's take a break there. Let's come over here. The guys on the boat who have figured out that Jonah is the reason for the storm, right? Jonah says, if you pick me up out of the boat and you throw me into the water, this innocent man who's done nothing to you other than sleep in the bottom of your boat and pay you a fare, if you will do that, the storm will stop. And they're like, that doesn't seem like a good idea. You see, I want you to see a trend from the stories this morning. God's in the business of calling people to do ridiculous things that don't make sense to us a lot. The people that he wants you to speak to are people that you would find unlovable, hard to preach to, and those that you would deny would even listen to you. Those are the people that God's going to call you to. And these guys who were on the boat with Jonah, they tried to outrow God, just like Jonah tried to outrun God. And what they found is they couldn't outrun or outrow Jesus. And so they pick the man up and throw him off the boat. And what happens? The storm stops. In Romans chapter 8, verse 28, here's a passage of Scripture that is worth memorizing. We know that in all things God works for the good of those who love Him, who have been called according to His purpose. When we become followers of Jesus, His purpose becomes our purpose. The reason that He put us on the planet becomes our reason for existence. We do what He wants us to do. He's in charge. He's the Lord of our lives. You see, Jonah tried to run away from his purpose and the reason that he was put onto the planet, and it causes me to ask the question, how would Jonah's story have been different if he just would have done what God called him to do? If he just would have listened? And I want you to think about it this way for just a minute. Jonah tried to run from God, which was to go and share with who? Nineveh. But he had no problem getting on a boat full of cussing sailors. Right? See a little contradiction here? But God used him even where he ran away to bring those people to what? To repentance. See, God had a plan, and He was going to let Jonah see it bit by bit. But I just wonder if Jonah and his life would have been a lot easier if he just would have listened to God. And what about us, church? Would our lives be a little bit better, a little bit fuller, a little bit more meaningful if we would just stop trying to do things our own way and just start listening to God? And here's the next question that I have for you. If you're not going to, like if you just choose today that you're not going to listen, is it going to take God sending a storm into your life before you wake up and start doing the things that He's called you to do? You know, sometimes when we run, there's a storm that only affects us, nobody else, okay? It's only going to affect you. And I think many times we just have consequences for making negative choices. God calls you to stop the harmless flirting that's going on with the person that's not your spouse at the water cooler every day. You're like, yeah, God, I know that you don't want me to go this way, you want me to go the other way, but I'm just going to do what I want to do. And then that harmless flirting turns into an affair that ruins your family and messes up a whole bunch of things. And my question is, wouldn't your life have just been easier if you just listened to God and went His way? What about this one? Maybe God's calling you to stop hanging out with a certain group of friends because every time you're with those folks, they're out there doing crazy stuff. Like, yeah, God, but I'm going to minister to them. I've seen that work out. Never, right? And what happens is you end up getting involved with a group of people and you get wrapped up and tied up in the things that they're tied up in. And there's no ministry going on there. God might just be calling you to pick your Bible up more times than you are this week. And you say, God, I know that's what you want me to do, but I'm busy. Got a lot of stuff going on in my life. Ha! Said everybody ever, right? But this has got to be a priority. And if you don't follow God's way, if you choose to go the other way, you choose to run away, you're going to end up in a place in your life where you feel so far away from God, you're like, is He even real? And I've seen that happen over and over and over and over again. Y'all, God's got a way that He's called us to go. And sometimes when we as individuals don't listen, there are storms that get caused in our lives. And those storms aren't caused by God, they're caused by you. You cause some of the problems that you've got in your life. And Jesus wants to help you through it, because it says in that passage that we looked at from Romans 8:28, God can cause good to come from all the things for those that are called according to His purpose. So even if you've messed up a ton, even if you're a sinner that's far, far, far from God, God can still redeem your life, change your life, and give you a new purpose to live in. And there's nothing that we would celebrate more than seeing somebody make that decision today to surrender their life to Jesus and allow Him to rework it and repurpose it for what He wants. But listen, sometimes, y'all, we run from God, and it causes problems for other people. That was what happened in Jonah's story. If he runs from God, sure, Jonah's not going to experience God like he would have, but who else lies in the balance? The people of Nineveh. And in those moments when God calls you to something and you choose to walk the other direction, God sometimes will cause a storm in your life to send you back the way that you need to go. And for some of us in this place, maybe that's what He's doing in your life right now. A few years ago, there were some tornadoes that came through Beaufort County, and there was a young lady who had separated from her husband. They just couldn't get together on the same page. That tornado took the little double wide that she was in and blew it off the map. So now she and the kids, the only other option they had about where to go was back together with the husband. And that lady, I was told by a friend of mine, said, I think that God may have caused that storm because we needed to try to work it out. Now, I'm not telling you if you're getting beat up and bruised that you need to try to make all that happen. Maybe it's the other person that has some work to do. But here's what I am seeing. God sometimes will cause a storm so that the people who hang in the balance can have the hope that they want or need from Jesus. Scripture is filled with stories of the people of God who were called to do unbelievable and unthinkable things. But when you have the assistance of an almighty, all-powerful, ever-present God, the unthinkable, the unbelievable, and the impossible are just another day in the park with Him. All right? So don't look at your own ability to do something. You have to look at what God could do working through you. And God had a plan for Nineveh. And Jonah was a part of that plan. And when he ran, God sent a storm to get him back on track. I think that I can illustrate for you this morning what Jonah's big problem was. And I think, Ashley, that this is a problem that many of us have. All right, if I can just get my big fingers into this Kool-Aid packet. All right. So we've got all these people that the Lord wants us to speak to, share with. And when I was in youth ministry years and years and years ago, I gave a bad piece of advice. I was just telling my kids in my youth ministry, just take Jesus with you to school. And essentially what I was saying is, I just want you to sprinkle a little bit of Jesus into what you're doing at school. And take a little bit of Jesus to the ball field. Just sprinkle a little bit of Jesus in when you go to the ball field, and we can call this Christianity. Right? And with your friends and with your girlfriend and you are hanging out, you just sprinkle a little bit of Jesus in. Here's the problem with this. This is not what we're taught to do in Scripture. It's not about sprinkling a little bit of Jesus in. It's about saying, Jesus, I surrender and I want you to fill me up. And when we give him that invitation, we also give him the invitation to take our lives, and then he gets to choose where we pour ourselves out. It's not about sprinkling a little bit of Jesus in. And the world's tired of a bunch of people just sprinkling a little bit of Jesus in because they call it hypocrisy. And it doesn't work out. See, what our world is desperate for, what Nineveh needed, was a man of God to stand up and say, you know what, I'm one who lives a surrendered life to the Lord. And he's called me to this place and to this time to bring you a message. And the message is this: repent and turn to God. The times of rejoicing may come. And I